I was supposed to do this intro in my review of the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie. However, I honestly forgot to do it. But since they said it in this film, and I mean the actual movie, not in the trailer, I might as well just say it in this review. Meow. Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Stews here, and welcome back to another movie review. And today, I'm going to be doing a review on Sonic the Hedgehog 2. So, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is the sequel to the first Sonic movie, yeah, the second installment in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. And it came out in the year 2022 and is directed by Jeff Fowler, and it stars Ben Schwartz, James Marsden, Tika Sumpter, Colleen O'Shaughnessy, is long last name, Idris Elba, Jim Carrey, Natasha Rothwell, Alan Halley, Shemar Moore, Lee Madob, etc. Oh yeah, Tom Pollard too. And so Sonic the Hedgehog 2 tells the story of Sonic the Hedgehog who is settling in Green Hills with his new adopted parents, Tom and Maddie, and he's eager to prove what it takes to be a true hero since in the start of the film he tried to save the city but created a mess out of it. And then, Dr. Robotnik returns with the help of his new ally, Knuckles the Echidna, who is eager to find this diamond to help. Yeah, only needed Robotnik's help to find Sonic, because Sonic apparently has a connection with this emerald, and so yeah, they both form an alliance to race against Sonic, who teams up with this yellow fox named Tails, who apparently has been watching Sonic for a while now. And yeah, both of the duos race to find the emerald. And find the emerald, and and they must save the Green Hills from Robotnik as he becomes an even bigger threat than before. Okay, where do I start with this intro? How do I introduce you? Now, yeah, I know I might have been harsh in the first film because I used to like it, but now I just think it's just mediocre. It kind of doesn't really age well to me. And I know you might think I'm too harsh in that film, but I kind of stand by it. I think it's a very mid movie. Well, I will say this though. It came close to getting a pass. It came so close, but it's just not for me. It's just not my cup of tea. I don't know. It just doesn't have anything to do with the Sonic games. It's just a regular generic road trip movie, but Sonic is there. It basically feels like a movie that's just trying to show off Sonic CGI. The only reason the movie exists is to just show off Sonic CGI. Hey guys, look how good my CGI is. We automatically have a movie. We don't need to be anything like the games. But guys, good CGI on a character you all know love doesn't make the movie automatically good. You can like the film, you can have fun, but honestly to me, I just don't really enjoy it. I just don't find it. I just don't find it enjoyable. But I gotta say, without the first Sonic the Hedgehog film, we wouldn't have this one because this film was highly anticipated. Yeah, this was a highly anticipated film with their reveals with their reveal in the post credit scene of Sonic the Hedgehog 1 that Tails was going to be in this film, which Tails is a great that post credit scene of Tails is hands down the best part of the first film. And also the fact that Knuckles the Echidna is going to be in this film, voiced by none other than Idris Elba. I know some people wanted Dwayne Johnson to voice Knuckles, but let's be real here. That wouldn't work because Dwayne Johnson, he's just everywhere now, and I know some people wanted him, but I guarantee you, when it actually happens, you're all just gonna complain. Oh, why is Dwayne Johnson always doing the same thing? Why is he always everywhere? I bet my ass you're all gonna say that. And then and also the fact that it was going to be a bigger movie, and it showed the yeah, because the trailers that did bring up the hype about promising this film to be to take Sonic films to the next level. Now it's not just a it's no road trip movie that only shows off Sonic's a good CGI, but now it feels like it looks like it's going to have the feels of the actual video game, which I already knew from the start it was going to be better than the first, and so yeah. Yeah, sadly though, yeah, I still remember the time when the critics that gave this movie a rotten score, and all the Sonic fans were mad at critics for saying, "Oh, I'm done with Rotten Tomatoes. How dare they give Sonic a low score?" Even me, I was shocked because of the fact that this looks more like the games, and yet the critics think the first was better. Thankfully though, it did go up the fresh, and now has a higher score than the first film, so thank God for that. And yes, I remember really liking Sonic the Hedgehog 2 at the time. It's not a flawless masterpiece like what some would say. It's nowhere near one of the best movies of 2022, but it's still a good enough film. It's still a really awesome film. And I know my good friend Harry Thomas hates this movie with a burning passion. Yeah, me and him both disagree with this film. Yeah, I know. He probably only hates it because of Fantastic Beasts, the Secrets of Dumbledore's rotten score. Well, don't worry, Harry. I'm not trying to call you on anything, but it's just that I'm just pointing it out. But don't worry though. I still like Fantastic Beasts, the Secrets of Dumbledore. I still think it's a pretty good film. I really enjoy that film and the other Fantastic Beasts films too. But I'm sorry, I'm with the majority in saying this movie is better than Fantastic Beasts. Oh well, at least I agree with you that the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie is bet. I would agree with you about the first Sonic movie. Birds of Prey is the better February 2020 blockbuster than Sonic 2 than Sonic 1. At least I can agree with you on that. But yeah, now one thing I forgot to mention the first film that I think I should mention it now is my thoughts on the Sonic games. I will admit, I'm not a true Sonic fan. I'm personally more of a Mario fan than a Sonic fan. I like the games, but I just don't really play it as much as some other video game franchises, including Mario, especially Mario. That's like my go-to, yeah, Nintendo franchise. Yeah, I'm more of a Mario fan than a Sonic fan, but yeah, I'm more of a Mario fan than a Sonic fan, but I mean, I like Sonic. I just don't know much about the lore. So yeah, but yes, now onto my thoughts on Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And I'm happy to report to you all that this movie still aged well. Yeah, unlike the first film where my thoughts had declined and rewatch, this one actually, now okay, well I will say I like this less than than I remember, but spoiler alert, I still give it the same rating. So if you remember the rating I gave it last time, it's still the same rating, but just lower tier of it. But yeah, I gotta say, this is the true Sonic the Hedgehog movie in my opinion. It's nothing like the first film where it's just a boring road trip movie with a cliched story and it has nothing to do with the games. But rather, this feels like the Sonic the Hedgehog video game we all know and love, where it's not just about the CGI Sonic, but rather it has more Sonic characters, and it follows the lore. Even though this movie mostly took place in the real world, like they don't go into different worlds outside the real world, there's still a lot of nods to the Sonic games, like the Cave of Wonder or whatever you call it, like the cave where they found the emerald, the cave where they found the compass, the temple where they found the emerald, and the fact that Doctor Robotnik looks exactly like Dr. Eggman, the one we all knew. Yeah, because in the first film, he barely looked like a Dr. Robotnik. He just had hair and his mustache was completely different. But now in this one, he has bald hair and he has a long, thick mustache, exactly like Dr. Eggman. So they really nailed it in being faithful to the video game, or rather still trying to continue what made the first film well something that people liked. But yeah, like what I said, without it, but yeah, let's be real here. If only Paramount did not redesign Sonic in the first film, in the first place, we wouldn't have gotten this film at all. So even though I may have been harsh in the first film, I gotta acknowledge that because man, this film is awesome. The plot is almost similar to the games, and not to men, similar to the games. Well, okay, well, I will admit the story is just good but not great. I mean, it is a pretty formulaic. It is kind of a formulaic story, especially on paper. However, I am not criticizing this movie for its story. So yeah, thank God that for that. But what I really like about this film is how the stakes were raised even higher. Yeah, this is a much bigger movie than the first. The first was like a more small scaled and lighthearted and kiddish movie and kiddie movie, but this one is bigger, bolder, and a bit more adult. Yes, it still is family friendly, but it's kind of more geared for older audiences this time around. Yeah, I want to start things off by talking about the final battle because I can't help myself. Yeah, when it comes to the aspects, my God, the final battle in this movie is just incredible. Like, I absolutely love that final battle. It is just epic as hell, and it felt like and the threat that Doctor Robotnik opposes in the final battle felt like an MCU level threat. Like the climax seriously felt like I was watching an MCU movie. I mean, Dr. Robotnik like tries to create destruction in order to build a robot, and then he just smashes things and while fighting the three, well, I don't really call them, but like overall, but you know, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, yeah, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, yeah. I mean, and yeah, it's a very long and very climactic final battle. And of course, yeah, you got that scene with Sonic going Super Saiyan mode where he becomes yellow and then just straight up crushes Robotnik's robot. That just gave me chills. And that's not the only great action scene in the film. As let me tell you guys right now, there are a ton of action scenes scattered throughout the film. You know, like the opening scene with Sonic saving Sonic. Stop like fighting like Sonic saving a truck from robbers who stolen it and driving it. Although he kind of caused destruction. And then you got that that Sonic versus Knuckles fight where they both meet up for the very first time, and then Tails rescues Sonic, and then you got that mountain fight scene like. The mountain avalanche scene, that was epic. Oh, yeah, that was epic as hell. And then of course, yeah, the final battle which I already talked about. Okay. And where else? Oh yeah, Jim Carrey. Yeah. Now I understand if Jim Carrey's over the top cartoonish performance that isn't really your cup of tea. Like, I know Harry Thomas doesn't seem to appreciate Jim Carrey's acting method in this film, trying to be cartoony. That's fine though. I mean, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but let's be real here. That's really what Jim Carrey is like. That's really Jim Carrey's acting. I mean, Jim Carrey is always like this, but yeah, he's always over the top and cartoonish. Yeah, he's basically he's trying to be like a Dr. Robotnik, act like him while paying homage to his other roles. If you want to see some serious Jim Carrey performances, watch either the Truman Show or Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. The Truman Show would be my personal favorite Jim Carrey movie, by the way. But to me personally, I really buy into Jim Carrey's over the top, cheesy, goofy performance. And this film right here just ups it up. Yeah, ups it up. Yeah. And it shows that over the top acting can be great sometimes when it's done right, like Jim Carrey's acting in this film. Man, he really makes me laugh every time he does something goofy. Like, oh yeah, like when he was like especially in the final battle when he was controlling the robot and doing a bunch of just dances. A bunch of dances like doing some robot move. Yeah, and also doing a chicken move with that with the robot. Yeah, that just made me laugh. Made me laugh. And yeah, oh yeah, and also by the way, the comedy in this movie is actually good. Yeah, the first movie's comedy was as much of a big mixed bag as the movie itself. Some scenes were funny, specifically the Dr. Robotnik scenes. That especially when Dr. Robotnik was like oh, like what's your name, Mr. Benton? No, Benton. Nobody cares. Yeah, that was hilarious. And then you got jokes like Sonic just making hundreds of references in one scene. Like he makes so many references in a row, which can get annoying. At least, yeah, I know Sonic is meant to make pop culture references in these Sonic films, but the first film, I feel like the writers had a hard time trying to control that. But in this film, it's actually very well controlled. Specifically in the mountain scene, like like they do make references, but they don't make references every single. Sorry if the audio just. But yeah, sorry if oh wait, no, never mind. What was I saying? At least this film, they don't make references like every single second, and yeah, but the one that I remember the most, the one that made me laugh the most is during the avalanche scene when Sonic was like, "Oh great, the weird soldier." Yeah, referencing the MCU with the Bucky points. Yeah, that was hilarious. Or maybe I'm biased just praising the joke because it's an MCU reference, but whatever. Like, and what else? Oh yeah, I personally think it was a good idea to sideline the human characters like Tom, Maddie, Rachel, those characters. I like how they sidelined them. And they did that mainly to focus more on the Sonic characters to tell this story that's actually, like what I said, while the story is nothing special, it does follow the storyline of the games, and I really like that. Yeah, I like how the humans didn't really need to interfere that much with the story, and plus we actually got some really good moments with these human characters like the scene with Tom and Sonic on the boat, and then Tom is giving Sonic advice on how to be a good hero after what the mess that Sonic made in the opening action scene of the film. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, yeah, I prefer Tom in the first film and all the rest of the human characters, but they're good, I guess. I mean, they're still good in this one. Yeah. Who else? Tails and Knuckles were strong additions to the film, and I'd say they're both even better than Sonic himself. Yeah, they're both my two favorite characters in the film, with Tails being my personal favorite character and Knuckles being my second. Yeah, Tails is just adorable, and I love how smart she is, and his chemistry with Sonic is just so good. And I mean, you really feel them being together. Like, there's this heartwarming scene with Sonic and Tails just quietly sitting down on the tavern, and then Tails asks Sonic, "Wait, do you really think I'm your best pal?" And Sonic's like, "Yeah, you are my best pal." And then Tails hugs Sonic. Oh, that was so sweet. And then we see Tails sleeping just so adorably, and then. And then when Sonic fell asleep without a blanket, like Tails put his Tails on Sonic's body like a blanket, and that is so sweet, man. I really love these two together. Like, I hope we get to see more of them working together in Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and I'm very sure about that. Oh, speaking of Sonic the Hedgehog 3, I am actually going to be talking about that film at the end of the video. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. And Knuckles probably is the best written character in the film based on writing and character development. You really feel bad for him. I mean, the fact that he's actually just not really a bad guy, but rather just someone complicated and confused on who he should side with. Yeah, he has such a very compelling arc. especially with this tragic backstory on the Echidna vibes, and that some of his tribe members were the ones who took the Master Owl, Sonic's adopted former mother back then or something like that. And Idris Elba works really well as Knuckles. I know not everyone agrees with this casting, but I think Idris Elba does fit as Knuckles very well. Yeah, and yeah. What else is there? Oh yeah. Okay. Now let's talk about the flaws with the film. Yeah. Now I do have one flaw, but it's quite a bigger deal. It's than you think. So yeah, I will say the runtime was a bit too long. Yeah, this is a film that was like over 2 hours. I think it's 2 hours and 2 minutes specifically, and I could have removed like 10 minutes from it. 10 minutes from it, like it could be like an hour and 15 minutes, and that could have been the perfect runtime for this film. But yeah, if I was the editor of the film, I would remove a certain 10-minute sequence that is easily the worst scene in the entire film. And that scene I'm talking about is the wedding scene. Oh my goodness. That scene stinks, man. That scene was just such a waste of time. What were the writers thinking with that scene? So, if you're gonna ask me what's wrong with that scene, oh boy, where do I get started with this? Yeah, let me just say, this plot twist was so stupid. Where basically Rachel was having this wedding, like the whole point of Tom and Maddie going to a vacation was to attend Rachel's wedding, and her fiance, which I forgot the name honestly, I don't remember her name, so I'll just refer to him as Rachel's fiance or her friend's fiance, yeah. And apparently the plot twist was that the wedding was fake and everyone around her, including the fiance himself, are agents this whole time. But I mean, why? Why would this whole why would the agents how do I say this why would the agents want to take over want to make a fake way like that? Like there's no clear explanation as to why they did that, and yeah, it just came out of nowhere. And yeah, there was this big action scene of Maddie and Rachel trying to stop fight off the guards, and Maddie and Tom tried to rescue Sonic and Tails who were kidnapped and all that stuff, and apparently this scene ended. You wanna know how that entire 10-minute sequence ends? So basically, yeah, the whole what made Rachel dead most of the time in that scene was trying to get revenge on her fiance, but apparently, I mean, they both make amends, and the husband says, "Oh, I really love you that much. I don't know what we were doing. Like, what was this about again?" And then they just kiss, and then they're already married. Like, what? Like, what was the whole point of that twist? And if that's how it ends up, I mean, at least have them completely break up forever. Like, why did they need to put them back together again if this whole time it was a fake? Like, what the hell? I mean, seriously. Oh boy. Yeah, and also, what was the point of Tom and Maddie going to Greece if the wedding was fake going to their wedding if it was fake this whole time? That is just dumb. But yeah, and yeah. So yeah, I guess that's all from my flaws. So yeah, so overall, besides that one scene that I would have cut from the film, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is a huge improvement from the first one that stays true to the games while giving an epic scale to it. And apparently the Sonic movie franchise is going the MCU route with its scale, and I'm all here for it. I am excited. I am actually looking forward to the Knuckles TV show, but I am actually getting even more excited for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. It's not my most anticipated movies of the 2024 list, but but it's definitely one of the honorable mentions. Yeah. I'm sure y'all forgot about this, but apparently Sonic the Hedgehog 3 was and hopefully still is rumored to be PG-13. And I'm down for a PG-13 Sonic movie. I actually hope that they actually make Sonic 3 PG-13 because it was. Let's be real here. This film actually felt like a PG-13 movie. Yeah, especially with that insanely huge final battle. but what's getting me even more excited is two actors who's starring in Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Keanu Reeves as Shadow and Kristen Ritter as an agent in this film. Yeah, Kristen Ritter, who you may know as Kristen Ritter, who you may know as Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones, my personal favorite Netflix Marvel show. Yes, I prefer Jessica Jones over Daredevil. Don't hurt me. I can't wait to see both of them in that film. So that's just my quick thoughts on it. I was always waiting to share it. So yeah, bring on Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So with that said, I'm going to give Sonic the Hedgehog 2 a 4.5 stars out of 5. So for my review on Sonic the Hedgehog 2, what are your thoughts on the film? Do you agree with me that this film is awesome and infinitely better than the first film, despite it's not perfect? Are you one of those Sonic fans who thinks that this film is flawless? Do you think that this film is mediocre, or do you side with Harry Thomas on this film? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my review on Call Me by Your Name and Challengers. And also stay tuned for a new impressions video. I don't know when I'll do it. It depends on when I finish making the script for it. So yeah, bye guys.